Testing this thing on. All right, I think it is. Nice warm, not hot, but nice warm mic for a nice warm episode of the Daily Vedantic. Today's episode and reflection is on our primary service to our communities. What does this timeless philosophy? Vedanta means end of knowledge, or literally the end of the Vedas, the 4 philosophical textbooks that predate any other philosophy that we have as humans, that is still studied to this day, thousands and thousands and thousands of years later. This continual lineage, what does it say is our primary service to our communities? In The Fall of the Human Intellect, one of my teacher's books, Swami Parthasarathy, he spells this out in nice, colorful detail, but I'll give you the highlight. Our primary service to our communities, according to this philosophy, is to spread cheer and joy everywhere we go. To spread cheer and joy everywhere we go. That's our primary service. It's not to know exactly what to do in every situation. It's not to be stronger than anyone else around. It's not to be the most disciplined, hardcore student of philosophy. It's not to be a scholar of any of these texts. It's actually to spread cheer and joy everywhere we go. Within the Bhagavad Gita, it outlines the 5 ways in which we can help those around us. And actually, it stack ranks them. And we'll save that for another episode of the 5 ways in which we can help others. But the number one way that we can help others is through the work we do on ourselves. As Ram Dass put it succinctly, the most important work we do for others is the work we do on ourselves. It's beautifully said and somewhat counterintuitive. But if you work on your business, it can serve thousands, if not millions of customers. If you're just focused on making this customer happy in front of you, and maybe they're an insatiable one, but you're obsessed with that validation from them, or you're obsessed with getting the press clipping that says you've done something wonderful and great and unique and different, and you're special, you might end up with a really shitty business. And I have done that. My 20s were filled with me doing things for all kinds of just idiotic, egoistic reasons when it came to entrepreneurship and building businesses, that I just had failure after failure after failure. Then in my 30s, started to pick myself up after swearing I'd never start another business, and started to work on the business, meticulously oriented around each detail of the product, our margins, our distribution and marketing strategy, and making sure we were building something sustainable. That wasn't just a flash in the pan and was great for someone in October of 2021, but then went out of business 6 months later, but had this sustainable gift that meant that we were still able to offer it in October 2023, hopefully October 2033. And that's through that internal reflection of how do we make the best business we can, that then can make the best products we can. Similarly, we're called to help others by focusing inward on what is it that I need to improve in order to help others. That is the most important work we do for others. It's the work we do on ourselves. And what does that externally look like? Well, it's sustainable cheer and joy that we bring every community we interact with. It's a nice 1-2 punch. And it also foreshadows what you're going to be bringing to your community when we do this inner work. You're going to be bringing cheer and joy in the way that you want to do the dishes because of the identification with the household. In the way that you want to do that hard task at work because you know it's going to benefit the whole team. And you even remind yourself, okay, I'm going to do this with cheer and a joyful attitude. And these things feed each other. The more work we do on ourselves and usefulness that we bring to the communities we're in, the more cheer and joy we get out of the work that we're doing, externally and the work that we're doing inwardly, it's a beautiful flywheel that takes less and less effort over time. That's what a flywheel is. A flywheel, a propeller, an airplane takes effort in the beginning, but once it gets going, it takes less and less and less and less effort to keep spinning. And before you know it, you're gliding through the air. And this flywheel just keeps on working, spreading cheer and joy, receiving cheer and joy, more inner work that leads to more spreading of cheer and joy, that leads to more cheer and joy for yourself. It is a beautiful, virtuous cycle. But bringing it back to the highlight of today's reflection, what does this age-old philosophy tell us? Our primary service is for the community around us. It's to spread cheer and joy. And we're going to end this episode and really drive this point home with a beautiful poem I came across recently called Impact by Nikki Banis. You never really know the true impact you have on those around you. You never know how much someone needed that smile you gave them. You never know how much your kindness turned someone's entire life around. You never know how much someone needed that long hug or deep talk. So don't wait to be kind. Don't wait for someone else to be kind first. Don't wait for better circumstances or for someone to change. Just be kind because you never know how much someone needs it. Go out and spread debt, cheer, and joy. That's been today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Daily Vedantic. This reflection is part of a free repeating 2-year course in Advaita Vedanta. Rooted in the timeless wisdom of the Upanishads, arguably the oldest philosophical texts on earth, you can begin with episode 1, which gives the 15-minute overview of the whole philosophy of Vedanta, or you can join the journey with any episode at any point. But the critical aspect of this course, of understanding and mastering anything, is to study and reflect, even for 10 to 15 minutes on the timeless each day, preferably at the start of your day. As is said in this philosophy, reflection is 100,000 times as powerful as listening. So listen, journal, sit with, discuss these concepts, or ask questions at thedailyvedantic.com with our AI-powered chatbot informed by about 700 episodes here, as regularly as one can if you want to see clarity and peace almost effortlessly unfold in your daily life. And if it doesn't result in a near immediate increase in clarity and peace, then toss aside and feel free to never listen again. One of the things that you might notice is after 7 or 8 days in a row, this doesn't feel like a discipline. This feels like a visit with a best friend to dive into the timeless with daily reflection. Within a few days, it becomes one of your favorite parts of the day. You can also find out more, including news about in-person events in Los Angeles and beyond, at The Daily Vedantic on Instagram or through our weekly newsletter at thedailyvedantic.com. Additionally, check out the links in our show notes for more resources like the books that are mentioned most frequently in the episodes, including Vedanta Treatise, perhaps the simplest and most straightforward read on this philosophy I've ever come across. Until next time, and from the entire team that works on the Daily Vedantic project, thanks for listening.